Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us here tonight at Phelps Field for the State Quarterfinals. I am Max Coughlin. Alongside me tonight is Ross Jernstrom. Ross, it is a beautiful November night, and I say that because it fits the criteria of a November night.
Yeah, you got the number 8 seed Lincoln Southwest against the number 1 seed Omaha Westside. But I'll tell you what, the forecast for tonight, we thought there might be rain. We thought there'd be a lot of wind, but I'll tell you what, the conditions aren't too bad. 40 degrees, and the wind is out of the north at about 7 miles per hour, so it's not going to be a big factor tonight, the weather.
So we're going to get into the KV pregame show and taking a look at the brackets as of right now. Only 8 teams remain, 2 of those being here tonight, Omaha Westside and Lincoln Southwest, but we'll take a look on the bottom half of Westside's bracket, and that's Millard South and Grand Island. It's an intriguing game because you have Millard South at the 12th seed. No one really expected them to be that low, but we could be seeing an upset tonight. Yeah,
Cam Coughlin, who missed 3 games because he was on the under-18 baseball team in Florida back in September. He is 6-1 as a starter for Millard South, and that could be the upset of the night based on the seedings. But Millard South is a different team with Cam Coughlin, and they'll have a tough time with him in Grand Island.
And now we take a look at the other side of the bracket, and those 2 games are very intriguing as well. We'll start with Bellevue West and Gretna, who I don't think anybody has a doubt that might be the game of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great game between Bellevue West and Gretna. You might remember earlier this year the 2 teams played, and Bellevue West had a big lead in the 4th quarter with 7 minutes to go, but Gretna came back, rallied behind Zane Flores, and they scored 24 points in the last 7 minutes and kicked a field goal to pull out the victory. So it's revenge time for Bellevue West. They wanted this game, and some people think that might be the game of the night and probably the surprise of the night, Bellevue West over the number 1 rated team after the regular season.
And now we talk about the last game, Creighton Prep, and then you talk about how they may be an upset against Elkhorn South.
Yeah, Creighton Prep is a team that started the season. They kind of struggled because they faced some really good competition during the first 3 weeks of the season, but the Junior Jays have come back, and they are the most improved team at the high school football in Nebraska in October. They have really run off some big wins, and I look for them to probably really put a challenge in that game and maybe win it.
So we talk about this game now tonight with a few key players to talk about. We'll start with Lincoln Southwest. I think by far Cal Newell, he is one of the best rushers in Class A.
Yeah, Cal Newell is the workhorse of this Lincoln Southwest offense. He has run for over 1,400 yards, and last week he carried the ball 36 times in the first round of the playoffs, and he has scored 18 touchdowns. He is the player to watch tonight.
And a player for, I would say, Westside's player to watch is by far Anthony Rizak. He has been a workhorse all this year long, throwing and running the ball.
Yeah, Anthony Rizak is the best dual quarterback in the state of Nebraska. He has rushed for almost 800 yards, but he's also passed for 1,200 yards. And he is so hard to defend a dual quarterback like that. He accounted for 4 touchdowns last week in the win over Papio. He can run, he can throw the ball. You're just really hard to defend.
And now I want to talk about the play of the game last week, and that is by far Tristan Alvano with the 57-yard field goal. There was no wind on that night, so that just makes it even more special for him. And now tonight there's wind, but it's blowing into a little bit of the northwest. So you said it's not a big factor, but there is still a factor in there.
Absolutely. Tristan Alvano is the all-state quarterback in Nebraska. He kicked a 57-yarder to break his own record that he set against Grand Island, a 53-yard kick. Those are both school records. And I'll tell you what, everybody around the state started to recognize him, especially down in Lincoln. He is going to be at Memorial Stadium on the sidelines for a recruiting visit with the Huskers. So that 57-yard kick really got a lot of attention around the state.
Yes, it did. And now, to end off this KV pregame show, I want to talk about the battle of the quarterbacks. Cole Fritton is the quarterback for Lincoln Southwest. Not a lot of people have heard about him because it's really the offensive led by Cal Newell, the running back. But Cole Fritton, he is one of those dual-threat quarterbacks that you have to look out for. He can run and he can also throw.
Well, he's kind of that guy. He threw for 2 touchdowns last week in the opening round of the playoffs. And he's that guy that can fake to the running back, to Newell, and then he can roll out and throw the touchdown pass. So you got to be aware of him in the game. I mean, he's just a stable quarterback who really is just solid for their offense.
So we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have more pregame coverage. at Phelps Field. For more pregame coverage on the WTV Live Network, I'm Max Coughlin. Alongside me tonight is Ross Jernstrom. Ross, we were about 7:56 away from starting this one off here at Phelps Field, and it's a bit of an interesting night for the Westside community. We have both sports playing in a state tournament, one being Westside and one being here tonight. And we want to talk about the volleyball team right now. They are playing in the semifinals against none other than the Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks. So it is a two-for battle tonight between the football team and the volleyball team. They were scheduled to play at 7 o'clock tonight, but the games have been moved back to 8:30, so that won't start until a little while after this one begins. So it's a bit of an interesting situation in the Westside community today, but nonetheless, we have quite a few fans. The band is not here tonight because they are out supporting at Pinnacle Bank Arena, but the student section's here. We have a half and half, which is a bit odd. We saw it last year in the quarterfinals, the exact same time when we played Omaha Burke. The volleyball team was down at Pinnacle Bank Arena, so nothing new to Westside, but nonetheless, we see it quite a bit here.
Yeah, we want to welcome everybody who's watching on WTV, because I know a lot of you are staying home tonight just because of the weather, or you're down at the volleyball game and watching us since the game's been delayed down there. But it's a great night, and the ironic thing is it's Westside against Lincoln Southwest tonight on the volleyball court and on the football field. So it's the Warriors against the Silverhawks. And, you know, looking at this game, Lincoln Southwest comes in with an 8-2 record. But, Max, you look back at their schedule. They started off with 3 wins against Lincoln High, Columbus, and Lincoln East. Then they lost to Papio, who Westside defeated last week in the opening round. Then they beat Bryan, Lincoln South, East, South Sioux City, and then lost to Millard West. And then they beat Millard North in their final game of the regular season. Then they came back in the first round of the playoffs to beat Millard West, who had beat them earlier this season, 31-17. So their schedule is not real strong, but they have an 8-2 record. They beat the teams that they were supposed to beat.
You talk about their schedule, and it's not the toughest schedule. That's why they were put at the number 8 seed, and Westside, with being one of the toughest schedules in Class A, they got put at the number 1 seed. So that is where we are tonight, and it's a battle for Lincoln Southwest, as they are put at the number 8 seed, and people talk about their schedule not being that tough. So it's a matter of, can they battle back against this one of the top teams in the state for the past however many years. So it's going to be a battle for Lincoln Southwest, led by Cal Newell. He's leading the team on rushing yards per game at 142.8. So he is by far their key player tonight.
Absolutely. And last week, Cal Newell was at his best, carrying the ball 36 times for 213 yards, scored a touchdown. But the guy to watch also besides Newell is Cole Fritton, the quarterback. He only threw 4 of 5 passes last week, but 2 of those 4 passes were for 60-yard touchdowns in the game, and that accounted for 129 yards of passing, but 120 of that was off 2 touchdown passes. So he's got an arm, and you got to look out for that tonight.
The thing is, too, with Cole Fritton, he's not a quarterback that likes to throw interceptions. He has 5 on the year so far, but that's out of 124 attempts. So you take a look at that, and that's just pretty good numbers. And then you take a look at his yards thrown this year, 1,344. So he can really sling the ball, and he can also run.
Yeah, and also you look at Cal Newell. The one statistic that really turned my head was when I looked up his stats, he has not fumbled the ball this season. And you think for someone that has carried the ball 224 times, and he's never fumbled the ball. He can break the long one, though. He had a 49-yard run for a touchdown this year, and he has scored 18 TDs. So he is the workhorse for this Lincoln Southwest offense, and he really makes it go.
And we talk about weather conditions tonight, Ross. It was pouring rain all last night, all this morning. We were a little bit scared of if this game was going to be raining while we were playing, but nonetheless, it is clear skies, but the temperature is a factor here. It is in the low 40s, and that also is a factor for players on the field. We're not going to see a lot of thrown balls from Anthony Rizak, even Cole Fritton tonight. We're going to see a lot of runs from Kirk Krubers, from John Mez Ross, and from Cal Newell.
Absolutely. This weather has really limited the crowd, too. Is very sparsely one of the least populated crowds we've had here at Phelps Field this season. But Max, I know they're all watching at home right now on WTV to watch this game tonight in their living rooms.
And so we talked about the volleyball match starting at 8:30. We will give everybody watching that did not buy the NFHS Network Pass, we will update everybody for in-game live updates, but that'll start about an hour and a half after this game starts, which is a little bit odd because of everything that they have going on at Pinnacle Bank Arena as of right now.
And Max, you called the game in the first round with their win down at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and I'm telling you, we're extremely excited about Corinne Bowers and what she has done with that team, and it is very talented. Westside has never won a state volleyball championship. They're looking to put a banner up in the gym. That's one of the few sports at Westside that has never won a state championship, and this is the best team they've had going down there.
They are back for back-to-back years in a row, and they are looking to get farther than they did because this night, as of last year, is where they got bumped out of the tournament. So they are looking to prove themselves and get into that state championship tomorrow night.
Yeah, they played Lincoln Southwest last year in the opening round and won that match, and then lost to Millard West in a 5-setter against Millard West in the semifinals. So they've got a shot. We'll see if they do it tonight down at PBA.
So we see football players coming out of the school as of right now. That means we are just now moments away from kickoff, and there goes the lights.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. May God be with you all.
Let's welcome the field, your Westside winner!
All right, Ross, we are now just moments away. Both teams out on the field. And Lincoln Southwest won the coin toss, and they defer to the second half. So that means Westside offense is going to get going here first.
Well, we'll see what Anthony Rizak can do. After a splendid performance, he was our player of the game in the opening round. He accounted for 4 touchdowns, 2 passing and 2 running. He really gave Papio problems with his legs. He had a really good game last week just running the ball.
Rizak's stats so far on the year, we talk about passing, his rushing stats are more impressive for just being a quarterback. He has 98 carries, 761 yards, 12 touchdowns, those being rushing. He has been a workhorse for this offense this year on passing and throwing the ball.
Absolutely. Rizak ranks 7th in the state in Class A in passing and number 4 in the state in total yards with 2,221 yards of total offense. That's 246 yards a game that he has averaged so far this season. You know, he's already got 1,000 yards passing, but he could very well go the rest of this season and be a double 1,000 in running and passing.
John Hall getting ready to kick off for the Silverhawks as we are now just seconds away from getting this game started. Brody Gock, Jalen Lloyd, and Keenan Cotton back to return for the Warriors. And here we go in the state quarterfinals. Jalen Lloyd will take it up the middle. He'll dance around, and he'll get brought down around the 26, and that's where the Warriors will start. Westside offense led by quarterback Anthony Rizak.
It'll be interesting to see the running backs, how they go this on this series, who's going to be in the backfield for the Warriors to start this game.
They are the Warriors trotting out for their first drive of the evening. Kurt Kubrich in at running back. Rizak in the shotgun formation. They'll start with 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. They'll motion Lloyd out to the right. Rizak will hand it off to Kurt Kubrich, and he'll get stopped right at the line of scrimmage for a gain of nothing.
Well, that just kind of sets the tone in the trenches. You're going to see both these teams just battle each other in the line here at the start and see who wins out.
2nd and 11 now for Westside as Rizak in the shotgun formation once again. He'll get the ball. He'll hand it off to Kurt Kubrich once again. Kurt Kubrich has a hole. There goes Kubrich up the middle, and he'll get brought down, but a flag's on the play. Kubrich brought down around the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Kubrich went into that line, broke to his right, found a big opening up there, and they're going to mark it there at the 45-yard line. And it's on, the penalty is on Southwest.
So that'll give the Warriors even better field position as they may move past midfield. And that's what it looks like. So now they are reaching in Silverhawk territory. It'll be a brand new 1st and 10 for the Warriors as they are on the 50-yard line. 1 receiver on the near side, 2 to the far side. Kurt Kubrich in at running back. Rizak takes his time. He takes a snap. Quick pass over to Lloyd. Lloyd, he'll dance around, and he'll get brought down around the 48.
Westside likes that little pass to the sidelines with Lloyd over there. Lloyd with 10-4 speed in the 100. He can, if he gets an opening, he can break it down the sidelines all the way, and Lincoln Southwest has got to be aware of that. He is the fastest athlete in the state of Nebraska after winning the 100 meters at the state track meet.
2nd and 8 now for Westside. Rizak takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Jamez Ross. Ross, he'll dance around to his right. He'll get brought down around the 46-yard line for a gain of around 2.
Ross is one of those players that can really break the big run for Westside, and he can so elusive when he gets into the open. He can go all the way, and the Silverhawks have to be aware of him too.
That brings up 3rd and 5 now for Westside. 3rd and 6, excuse me. Anthony Rizak taking his time. He's calling the shots. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Rizak gets a snap. He drops back. He'll pass over to Trevor Spady, and he's in the open. He'll dance around, and that's good for a 1st down. That'll move the chains for the Warriors as they are inching into the red zone.
And I believe that was Kurt Kubrich. It's so hard to see these jersey numbers out there, but that was number 34, Kubrich out of the backfield. Did a nice job getting the 1st down.
34 and 24, Ross. You can get those messed up, and I just did.
I know.
And there's Jamez Ross. He'll move out to his right. He might have a hole, and he'll get brought down, but flag is on the play.
Yeah, folks, with these red numerals on the jerseys and black, from the distance we are from the top of the Westside Stadium on the east side, it's very difficult to see the numbers of these players for Westside because of the jerseys in red.
We talk about it, Ross, and it's a broadcaster's nightmare when they wear these jerseys, and they've done it so many times this year where they wear these jerseys, and it's just like, oh, come on.
Yeah, as a 3 and 8, it's very hard to tell sometimes, but you can just tell by some of the positions and the running styles, you can work it out.
And that penalty moves Westside back to a 1st and 16. They'll take spot on the 36-yard line, still in Silverhawk territory. Rizak takes a snap. He'll hand off to Ross once again. Jamez Ross, he'll dance around, but a gain of around 1.
That's a tough situation, 1st down and long like that, but You know, they only got a couple yards off that. That'll probably be a passing play now, bringing in another receiver.
2nd and 15 now for the Warriors. They'll have one receiver to the near side, one to the far side. Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation with Jamez Ross to his right. Rizak with the snap. He'll take it for himself up the middle. Anthony Rizak, he'll get brought down around the 26.
That quarterback keeper has worked so well for Anthony Rizak this season. He fakes it to the running back and then goes up the middle. Big hole, and has really shrunk that yardage down. Now about 3rd and 6 from the 26.
It really seems like Anthony Rizak, he likes to run the ball more than pass the ball. And
yeah, he did tell us that.
3rd and 6 now for Westside. Rizak takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Kurt Kubrich to the left side. Kurt Kubrich has a hole, and that's good for a first down.
Kubrich made a great decision there. He ran over the left side, then made a nice cut inside, and he found the opening for a first down. Kurt Kubrich, one of the best all-around players on this football team, plays offense and defense. He is one tough player.
Brand new 1st and 10 now for the Warriors as they are on their own 20-yard line. Rizak takes a snap. He's all alone in the backfield. He'll throw it deep, and it's caught. Kurt Kubrich for the touchdown. Touchdown for Kurt Kubrich, and that puts 6 on the board for the Warriors.
Great pass by Anthony Rizak. He read that beautifully and found Kubrich down at the goal line for the touchdown. Just a beautiful pass right on the numbers, and Westside is on the scoreboard.
Tristan Alvano out to kick for the PAT. Marty Mormino the holder. Will DePuter the snapper. He gets set. The snap and the kick. And that'll be good for 7. Westside takes the early lead here, 7-0. 7:43 remains here in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here on the WTV Live Network. Quick score for Westside. It was Anthony Rizak to Kurt Kubrich in the end zone, and that puts 7 on the board for Westside. I'm Max Coughlin. Alongside me tonight is Ross Jernstrom for the state quarterfinals. Westside versus Lincoln Southwest. Tristan Alvano out for the kickoff. And that one is booted all the way past the end zone, and that's out of the end zone.
Wow, what a kick. And Tristan Alvano, he continues to do all those touchbacks this season. And Tristan told us earlier this week that he will be at Memorial Stadium tomorrow. He will be on a recruiting visit with the Huskers, so he's going to be down there for that Minnesota-Nebraska game, and we'll look for him on the sidelines.
Here comes the Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks offense, led by Colfer in the quarterback. Cal Newell in the backfield, the running back. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Fritton in the shotgun formation to open this one up. He takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Newell, and he'll get stopped right at the line of scrimmage by a pile of Westside Warriors.
Newell has rushed for 1,428 yards this season. He averages 6.3 yards a carry, and he has scored 18 touchdowns. So he is the player to watch, number 2, Cal Newell, the running back for Lincoln Southwest.
2nd and 9 now for the Silverhawks. Friend takes a snap. He'll take it for himself. He'll try to throw. And that's just out of the hands of Jackson Carpenter. And they'll go to 3rd and 9.
You know, watching the statistics from last week's game in Lincoln Southwest, the quarterback, Colin Fritton, tossed 2 60-yard touchdown passes in their opening round win. He only threw 5 and completed 4, but 2 were for touchdowns of 60 yards.
3rd and 9 now for Lincoln Southwest as they're still on their own 20-yard line. Colin Fritton, he takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Cal Newell. He'll break open, and it may be good for a first down. We'll have to see where he gets marked. Not a bad run up the middle for Cal Newell, as he is really the Silverhawks' biggest supporter for yardage this year.
Yeah, all he has to do is get just a couple of yards for that first down. So Westside will really stack it up there up front to try to probably stop Newell right here.
And it's 4th and 2 here for the Silverhawks as they are risking the turnover. Colin Fritton in the backfield in the shotgun formation. He'll take his time getting the play call from the coaches, and that'll be a timeout called on the Silverhawks as they are still trying to get situated. You might have to think, Ross, do they really want to go for this on 4th and 2?
No, I think they were looking to maybe draw Westside offsides, but 4th and 2 here early in the game. Only 6:24 left in the first quarter. To do something like that right here is a huge gamble.
And then that puts Westside on the Silverhawks' own 28-yard line, and that is the last thing you want to do because Westside has been perfect all year long inside when they get inside the red zone.
Yeah, I really question that decision right there, and I expect the punter to come back out because Westside was ready for it.
And that's not what we're going to see. We're going to see Colin Fritton trot his way out to the shotgun formation. They're going to go for this here on 4th and 2, Ross.
Well, they got to figure they got nothing to lose against the #1 seed.
Cal Newell to his left. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 on the near side. Fritton takes a snap. He drops back. He'll roll out to his right. He'll try to find Carpenter again, and it's just missed. Great reception by Jordan Hurst. What a defender he has been for the past 2 weeks. He has not been a player that's been a starter, but he started last week. He did an amazing job, and there he is again, really stopping on 4th down and putting the Warriors back on offense.
Yeah, I really question that decision by Lincoln Southwest to do that so early in this game on your own 28-yard line, and you try to pass it with only 2 yards to go.
And now the Westside offense led by quarterback Anthony Rizak back out on the Silverhawks 28. Jamez Ross to Rizak's left. Rizak, he fumbles the ball and he lands right on it. And we'll have to see if it's returned by Rizak or a Silverhawk. And it looks like it's Rizak coming up on the ball. So they'll be moved back, but that's just miscommunication between Jamez Ross and Rizak. The ball was trying to be handed off to Ross up the middle, and I don't even know if Ross really knew that ball was going to be going to him.
Yeah, and you notice that Anthony's not wearing gloves out there. It's a little chilly. You wonder if, you know, this chilly air may just be tough to handle with the ball.
Rizak, quick pass, and that's way underthrown to Trevor Spady, and so now it'll be 3rd and 13.
That ball was just a little too low. Anthony threw down towards the knees. He's such a big guy over there, Spady, that easy target for him. But now this brings up it's 3rd and long, correct?
3rd and 13 for the Warriors. They have had a streak of mistakes here on this drive already. They'll have 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Rizak takes a snap. He drops back. He'll throw it to Teddy Rizak, and that is good for a first down. Brother to brother, Anthony to Teddy, and that's good for a 14-yard gain.
Yeah, the Twins really read that one well. He knew Teddy was going to do it down and out, and it was perfect down there about the 16-yard line. Back in business.
That brings up 1st and 10 now for Westside as they are in the red zone. Rizak, he'll hand off to Kirk Kubrich. Kubrich dances around, and he's brought down inside the 15. Kirk Kubrich already today has been a workhorse for this Westside offense. He has the only touchdown so far, and he has 4 carries to his name.
Yeah, Kubrich is one of those players that catch the ball, run the ball, just slip out of the backfield, and he's unguarded by any of the defensive players. Just a real surprise.
Rizak, he rolls out to his right, and it is just dropped by Trevor Spady, the tight end. And that brings up 3rd and 7, just out of the hands. Maybe it was a tad bit underthrown to Spady, but nonetheless, that brings up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Anthony's just throwing the ball just a little low to his teammates, and that's been the cause of the incompletions.
3rd and 7 on the 14-yard line here for the Warriors. Rizak takes a snap. He'll drop back. He'll throw it. And it is picked off up the middle. Brogan Ling picks it off. And it's Silverhawks ball on the 30-yard line.
Big play by the Silverhawk defense. The player for Lincoln Southwest just was right there in that kind of zone defense that they had. Went right over the middle. Anthony must have not seen him, but it went right to him. And now Lincoln Southwest is back in business where they lost on 1st down at the 28-yard line.
Ross, we don't talk about interceptions with Anthony Rizak much. That was his second interception on the year. And it's just a rare case to see from Rizak, but nonetheless, Silverhawks back out on offense, led by Colin Fritton. Cal Newell takes a handoff up the middle. He'll get a gain of around 4.
Yeah, Lincoln Southwest game plan, they got to establish that running game with Newell, and if they can't do that, they're not going to have any success tonight. So look for them to try to run between the tackles with their big running back.
2nd and 6 now for the Silverhawks. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Fritton takes a snap. He rolls out. He'll pitch it to Cal Newell. Newell, he'll try to find a hole, and he'll get brought down for a gain of 1.
Good pursuit by the left side of that Westside defense. There was nowhere for Newell to go on that. Quarterback just pitched it, and there were probably 3 or 4 Warriors there to stop him on the play, and now this brings up 3rd and long.
3rd and 5 now for Colin Fritton. He'll be in the shotgun formation with Cal Newell right behind him. Fritton takes his time. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off to Cal Newell. Newell has a hole, and he's tripped up, but it'll be a 1st down.
Yeah, that's the game plan for Lincoln Southwest. Run a bunch of clock as much as they can and run Newell between the tackles. They run him 3 or maybe even 4 times during a series. That's going to be their game plan, just to move the ball and slow down this Westside offense.
Brand new set of downs for the Silverhawks. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. Fritton takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Newell to the left side, and he's tripped up for a gain of around 3.
Yeah, Lincoln Southwest burning some time off that clock. We're down to almost 3 minutes here in the 1st quarter. It's really, a great plan for them to just try to really milk this clock for as much as they can so Westside doesn't get on the field too much.
2nd and 7 now for the Silverhawks. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. Fritton takes a snap. He'll do a quick pass over to Jake Batista. And he's brought down around the 47.
They run the ball so much with Newell that a pass play is such a surprise. It can catch the defense off guard with those plays, but every once in a while they're going to toss it that way. And now they got 3rd and short, and they got a great chance to continue this drive.
3rd and 2 now for the Silverhawks as they are risking a 3 and out. Silverhawks offense looking to get that 1st down, just 2 yards to go. Fritton hands it off to Newell, and it is not enough for a 1st down. He may be stopped. R.J. Eckhart on the tackle. He's fired up after that one.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 4th down and probably a long 1 yard right now. They got to get just around to the 50-yard line, and they're going to go for it here again. They're not going to punt.
You talk about risky moves, and this is the 2nd risky move that the Silverhawks have made tonight. The first one was not successful, and this one we'll have to see here as it's 4th and 1. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Fritton in the shotgun formation with Newell to his right. He'll take the snap. He'll take it for himself to the right side. And he'll be good enough for a first down, and there's a good run by Colin Fritton. We talked about Ross. He is not just a passer. He is a dual-threat quarterback, and he just showed off what he has and the toughness that he has to run the ball and get a first down.
He just didn't get 1 yard for the first down. Good run of 7 yards down to the 44.
The Silverhawks now in the Warriors' territory as it's a brand new set of downs. 1st and 10. Cal Newell takes a handoff to the right. He'll get stopped. Maybe a loss of a yard or two. Teddy Rizak on the tackle.
Good pursuit by the Warriors along that left side. That has really given Lincoln Southwest some problems over there on that side of the line. Westside's done a good job getting to the ball carrier.
2nd and 12 now for the Silverhawks as they are backed up 2 yards. Fritton in the shotgun formation once again. He takes his time. The snap. He'll drop back. He is almost sacked, but he rolls out to his left. He'll take it for himself now. And he is stopped for a gain of maybe around 3.
Well, all the receivers were covered. He couldn't throw it to anybody, so he just tucked the ball under and ran over the left side down to almost the 40-yard line. But still, this is a big 3rd down play and long. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter.
End of the first quarter here at Phelps Field in the state quarterfinals. Westside 7, Lincoln Southwest nothing. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we will have more second quarter action. Back here on the WTV Live Network, 3rd and 7 for the Silverhawks. It's second quarter action. Colin Fritton, he'll throw. And it's caught by Jacob Bautista. It's not good for a first down, but it definitely helps.
Bautista is one of their top receivers already this season. He's had 37 receptions for 714 yards and scored 6 touchdowns. So he's the receiver to watch, and his longest catch for a touchdown is 84 yards. So he is a big player receiver for the Silverhawks. Jack Bautista.
4th and 1 now for the Silverhawks. They're 1 for 2 on converting on 4th down. The snap. Cal Newell takes a snap, and he's off in the open. He'll break a tackle, and he is good for the first down. Cal Newell, what a run, and that puts him inside the 25.
I'm telling you what, this Lincoln Southwest offense, they've run now 11 plays and gotten 3 first downs and burned a ton of time off the clock. We're already into the second quarter, and they are just rolling downfield.
Ross, you talk about playing confident, and right now, the Silverhawks have not gone out to punt one time. Every 4th down they have went for, and they are 2 for 3. Jack Bautista takes the reception. He's backed up, maybe for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, Westside may have to gamble here, maybe do a blitz, send somebody from the outside just to disrupt this offense, because Southwest is moving the ball on the Warriors, and that was one play where they lost some yardage by just a couple yards, but they might have to gamble here at some point because they're going 4 downs every time.
2nd and 12 now for the Silverhawks. One receiver to the far side, none to the near side. And that'll be a false start on the Silverhawks. You can see the frustration on Collins Fritton's face. He had the design play where he'll fake the call, and the offensive line jumped, and that'll push him back 5.
Yeah, that's just miscommunication with the offensive line and the quarterback, and that's tough for them now. It's really big. 2nd down and almost 17, 18 yards for a first down.
2nd and now 17 for the Silverhawks there on the 30-yard line. Colin Fritton in the shotgun formation with Cal Newell to his right. Baptista, he'll do the option. Fritton will take it for himself. He'll dance around. He'll go out to his left. And that'll be good for a gain of around 10.
I'll tell you what, he's a smart quarterback. He was very patient, waited for his blockers, then found an opening, and a good gain down there for about 10 yards. And now 2nd down and maybe 6.
It's 3rd and 6 now for the Silverhawks. Colin Fritton doing a great job of helping the Silverhawks offense out. Fritton in the shotgun formation once again. He'll take the snap. He'll roll out now to his right, trying to find an open receiver, and he does. Brogan Ling with a quick dump pass over. It may not be good for a first down, and that brings up 4th down and around 3.
And you know what they're going to do? They're going to go for it again. I don't think they're going to kick a field goal. No, they're leaving the offense out there. They're going to try it again, and they've been successful now on 3 4th downs.
3 for 4 on first downs tonight as they're trying to make that 4 for 5. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Cal Newell motions out to his left. Fritton, over the head, touchdown! Jackson Carpenter, what a catch over the head of the Westside defender, and that puts 6 on the board for the Silverhawks.
Just a great pass by Fritton. He just threw it up over the defender, and they caught it for a touchdown. Just a great drive, 80 yards, and I'm telling you, lots of plays, and they're ready to tie this game up.
John Hull out to kick the PAT. It is a short kick, but it's good, and that ties this one up at 7. 8:54 remains here in the 2nd quarter. Westside 7, Lincoln Southwest 7. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more state quarterfinal action. Back here at Phelps Field for the state quarterfinals. I'm Max Coughlin. Alongside me tonight is Ross Jernstrom. We're all tied up here at 7 all. 8:54 remains in the 2nd quarter. Colin Fritton showing off his speed and his arm accuracy as he threw it to Jackson Carpenter on the left side.
Westside scored on their opening drive of the game, and then they got an interception, and they threw an interception to stop a drive, and they really haven't had that much offense out on the field. It's all been Lincoln Southwest.
And a squib kick to Nick Anglem. He'll take it to the right side, and he gets brought down around the 34.
Well, let's see what Anthony Rizak can do this time around. I know he was frustrated after throwing that interception in the 1st quarter down near the goal line, but Anthony, he's a hard-nosed player. I know that mistake might bother him, but he's ready to come back and redeem himself.
1st and 10 on the 31-yard line for the Westside offense. Anthony Rizak in company with Jamez Ross in the backfield. Rizak motion, Spady to the left. Rizak, hand off to Ross. Jamez Ross goes up the middle. There goes Ross up the middle. He'll get brought down around the 44.
Just a nice run up the middle. Jamez Ross right between the tackles, and we've got a player down on the field. It looks like one of the linemen.
That's Sam Nordquist, captain of this football team. That is a big loss if he goes out of this game.
Yeah, Sam looks like he's in some pain down there on the field. We hope it's not serious. Just a great player.
Nordquist, one of the leaders of this team. He is one of the best offensive linemen. We talk about the offensive line, and they have been a workhorse for Jamez Ross, Kurt Kubrich, and Anthony Rizak all year long, giving them so many holes up the middle. And no one really knew how well they were going to perform this year, and they have just outperformed everybody's thinking of them.
Well, Nordquist is walking off the field. That's the best thing you can see. Doesn't need any help. Just a slight limp right there. But he's walking off the field on his own, and that's always a good thing.
Nordquist holding his ankle. You have to think if he rolled it or sprained it. And he'll head to the 10. Nonetheless, it's 1st and 10 now for Westside on the 44-yard line. Rizak hands it off to Ross once again, and he'll get stopped, but it's a gain of around 1.
I'll tell you what, Lincoln Southwest has come to play tonight. Their offense has come up with an 80-yard drive to score a touchdown and tie this game up, and this defense has come up with some big stops here, and Westside's got to turn this around to get a first down.
2nd and 8 now for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. He'll take it for himself to the left side. He's in clear open. There goes Anthony Rizak to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and that's a touchdown. Anthony Rizak, quarterback keep. We see it so many times, Ross.
54 yards on that for a touchdown. He just kind of faked the ball to Ross and then rolled out to his left, and Lincoln Southwest did not think he had the ball, and he had a big opening, big separation once he got into the secondary, and he goes all the way for a touchdown. That's why Anthony Rizak, his speed is such a weapon on this team.
Tristan Alvano out for the PAT to make this 14. The snap and the kick. And the PAT is through the uprights, and Westside puts 14 on the board here. 7:59 remains. Westside 14, Lincoln Southwest 7. Back here on the WTV Live Network, a quick 7 points after an Anthony Rizak rushing touchdown. And Ross, we see it every game. He has one of those long runs. It has to be every game now.
Well, you know, after he threw that interception that Anthony wanted to come back and redeem himself, and that is exactly what he did. A big play like that, that's what a good quarterback does. Bounces right back, and he put the Warriors back in the lead.
14-7, Westside leads this one. 7:59 remains in the second quarter. Tristan Alvano out for the kickoff. And he'll boot this one all the way into the end zone for his second touchback of the evening.
Yeah, Anthony has almost 50 touchbacks this season. That's an amazing record for him this season. Just a strong leg that he has on field goals and also on kickoffs. And some college is going to get a great kicker next fall for Tristan Alvano. We'll be watching him at the next level.
1st and 10 now for the Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks, led by quarterback Colin Fritton. Silverhawks on their own 20-yard line open this one up. Fritton in the shotgun formation with Newell to his left. He'll give it to Newell. And Cal Newell stopped right at the line by a pile of Westside Warriors.
Good stop by the Warriors in the middle. They really toughened up right there at the end. Only a gain of about 3 yards for Newell on that one.
2nd and 6 now for the Silverhawks as they're creeping their way for the first down. 2 receivers to the far side, none on the near side. Fritton takes a snap. He'll drop back. And he is almost sacked, but then he breaks free. He'll take it for himself. Colin Fritton all the way to the 30-yard line, and that may be good for a first down.
He eluded 2 Westside defenders there in the backfield. He almost got sacked back at about the 18-yard line, but then he broke free, and another Westside defender had a shot at him, but they couldn't nail him down there, and they're just 1 yard short of a first down.
Not quite at the 30-yard line. They'll mark him at the 29. 3rd and 1 to go. Fritton takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Cal Newell up the middle. And he is stopped at the line of scrimmage, and that may not be good for a first. Looks like he'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and so that'll bring up 4th and 1. And here comes the punt team, Ross. First time the Silverhawks will be punting tonight.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson on their first series when they tried to go for a 4th down and 2 to go at their own 28. This time they're going to punt it. Well, but you also got to look for a fake with this team.
4th and 1 now for the Silverhawks. It's a high snap, and the punt's off to Keenan Cotton. Cotton backed all the way up inside the 32. And Westside offense will take over here inside their own 35.
You know, we were talking with Anthony Rizak when you did your 100-yard walk with him, and you asked him, does he like to run the ball or pass the ball? And what did he say?
He likes to run the ball a lot more, and we have seen that tonight so much, and especially on that rushing touchdown. And we've seen it so many times this year, Ross, where he had that 89 rushing touchdown. It shocked everybody. And he has those bursts of run and bursts of speed that he has that no one really knows that he has. And that is why he is ranked as one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the state.
Yeah, he has scored 12 touchdowns this season on the ground, now 13, and with tonight's game. But he is one player that is just a breakaway threat, so tough to defend.
Rizak, he'll take it for himself once again up the middle. Anthony Rizak, he'll dodge a tackle, and he'll get brought down around the 43.
Well, he found an opening over there on the right side. It kind of plugged up after about 5 yards, but he got an extra 5 more yards right there. It's going to bring up 2nd down at just maybe a foot.
2nd down and inches now for the Warriors. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Jamez Ross in the backfield. Quick pass over to Keenan Cotton. Cotton, he'll dance around, and the ball is loose. And you see Silverhawks players, and there is Brogan Ling. He returns the ball, and that is a fumble recovery for the Silverhawks. 2nd turnover on the evening for the Warriors, and those are those mistakes that you cannot have, especially in a quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, and Westside had the first down, and the ball slipped out there, and Lincoln Southwest landed on it at the 46-yard line. So the Silverhawks are back in business right here, and they are in Westside territory.
It was a quick pass over to the sophomore Keenan Cotton, who was a transfer from Papillion La Vista. He had some trouble keeping the ball in, and it went in to Brogan Ling's hand, and now we are here with the Silverhawks on offense. Inside the Warriors territory already. Cal Newell, he'll take it up the middle. It'll be good for a gain of around 9.
That counter play right there really worked well. Looked like there was a big opening over that right side, and a lot of success, and just about a yard short of a first down.
2nd and 1 now for the Silverhawks. They'll line up with 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Fritton and Newell in the backfield. Fritton the snap. Hands it off to Newell once again. And it looks like he may have enough for a first down.
We're right on the marker right there, and it looks from this vantage point that he got the first down.
And the chains will not moved quite yet. It is 3rd and 1 for the Silverhawks. Great defense up front in the trenches by the Warriors defensive line. They'll mark it at 3rd and inches. Now we're having some miscommunication between the officials, as you can see the official in the Silverhawks backfield motion towards moving the chains. And now there's a referee meeting up front.
Yeah, from this vantage point, it looked like he got the first down when they marked it. But down on the yardage marker along the sidelines, they say he is just 2 feet short of a first down.
And we're still having some miscommunication. You can see Coach Palamangi down on the sideline, very frustrated, because you can clearly see the 3rd down marker not even close, really, to how many downs there are. You can see that on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, the Lincoln Southwest fans are chanting, "Move those chains." And it's a timeout by the officials. Here we go.
And you have to maybe think, just bring out the chains and measure it if it takes this long. And a complete stop to the game here. And now the chains will be picked up and moved out on the field. This is exactly what they probably should have done maybe a minute ago, Ross, just to save some time. But nonetheless, here we are to see whether it's a first down or we'll play 3rd. And from my vantage point, it looks like it'll be 3rd down. Not enough. It'll be 3rd and 1. Not quite enough for a first down yet. Great defense by the Warriors as they stop the Silverhawks offense, especially Cal Newell.
Well, this is a big play here just to see who wins this decision in the trenches right here. Either the Westside defensive line or this offensive line for Lincoln Southwest. We're going to see it right up the middle.
3rd and about inches to go. Colin Fritton in the shotgun formation. He takes a snap. He'll hand off to Cal Newell, and that may be good. We'll have to see where he's marked. He got tripped up. It is very close. And it looks like they give him the first down, and that'll move the chains. Big time run there for Cal Newell up the middle. He is, Ross, we talk about game of inches, and that is the exact definition right there.
And I thought he got a favorable placing right there of the football. I thought he was short of the 35-yard line, but they marked it right there, and that was just enough for the first down.
And that shows you how tough Cal Newell is. He had 2 back-to-back runs where he just ran it up the middle for a gain of around 1 and a few inches, and that just shows you how much he can help this team out. Now Colin Fritton, he'll take it for himself on the left side. He's wide in the open, and he'll get knocked out of bounds around the 20 as the Silverhawks move into the red zone.
Big play by their quarterback, Colin Fritton. He just scrambled loose, didn't find a receiver, and made a great decision for about a 15-yard run right there down to the 21.
1st and 10 now for the Silverhawks. 1 receiver on the near side, 2 to the far. Looks like there's a break in the action now. Keenan Kahn will sub in for Teddy Rizak. 3:44 remains here in the first half. Fritton and Newell in the backfield. The snap. Quick pass over up the middle to Jack Carpenter. And is kept alive, and Carpenter's brought down around the 1-yard line. What a throw there from Colin Fritton, as that puts the Silverhawks way inside the red zone.
Just a great pass play right there. He found the open spot in the Westside secondary, wide open, and got all the way down almost to the end zone.
It is 1st and goal here for the Silverhawks. Fritton hands off to Newell, and he walks inside the end zone for a touchdown. Cal Newell puts 6 more points on the board for the Silverhawks pending the PAT.
Just as advertised when we were looking at this game, Cal Newell, the second leading rusher in Class A, is putting on a show tonight. He is one tough runner, and he has this game all tied up right here, pending the extra point.
And the kick, it's good. We're all tied up here at 14 apiece. 3:17 remains in the first half. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have more second quarter action. Back here on the WTV Live Network, I'm Max Coughlin. Alongside me tonight is Ross Jernstrom. We're all tied up here at Phelps Field, 14 apiece. Ross, we talk about Cal Newell in the pregame show, and he is showing a performance here tonight.
Yeah, he's run for 51 yards already in this game, and I'll tell you what, he's just a tough runner, very impressive, and they have kept the Silverhawks in this game with his running. But I'm also impressed with their quarterback, Colin Fritton. He has done a great job engineering that offense, and we got a new ball game right now.
3:17 remains here in the first half. And the kick is off. It's going to be a long one. Not inside the end zone, but it'll be called a touchback as Keenan Cotton had his left foot step back. Westside will take over on their own 20-yard line. It'll be led by quarterback Anthony Rizak, who had a 53-yard rushing touchdown earlier in this game.
Well, the Westside has 3 minutes and 14 seconds. And if I'm them, a nice long drive to burn out the clock so Lincoln Southwest cannot have a chance to get the ball back. And I'll tell you what, this Lincoln Southwest team, the number 8 seed, 8-2 record, they're putting on a great battle tonight against the top-seeded team in the state.
1st and 10 now for the Warriors on the 20-yard line. Rizak, he'll take it for himself up the middle, and he'll get knocked down for a gain of around 4 or 5.
Yeah, Anthony, he loves that fake to the running back, can take it up the middle, and that is what has been a huge success for this team this year with him running the ball.
2nd and 6 now for Westside. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Jamez Ross to Rizak's left. Rizak takes his time. He'll take the snap. He drops back, and it is deflected, and it'll be an incomplete pass. You talk about offensive line, and Lincoln Southwest tonight has done a great job up front.
I'll tell you what, they've got some players up front that can really bat the ball down. They're big guys up front. Cole Lutke already has 6 sacks this season, and Trent Buda, their defensive back, has 3 interceptions this season. So they've got some really talented players on that defense.
3rd and 6 now for Westside. Rizak takes his time. He'll try to find a receiver, and he does. Kirk Kubrich finds an open man, and he'll get brought down, but it's a first down and moves the chains. But Ross, there's a flag in the backfield.
Well, Rizak had a lot of time to throw back there. You got to think it might be holding.
If it's a holding call, that hurts Westside tremendously, as that puts them back inside the 20. And we're about to get the official call, and it is a holding on Westside, so that will put them back.
That's tough for Westside. Kubrich, who is so reliable, got the first down, but somebody held up front, and now it's going to be 3rd and way long for this team, almost probably 18 yards, it looks like.
3rd and 16 now for Westside as they are backed on their 14-yard line. They'll go trips right. Rizak in the backfield in the shotgun formation. He drops back. He'll do a dump pass over to Kirk Kubrich. Kubrich trying to find a hole. He'll get brought down. It's not enough for a first down. That brings up 4th down for the Warriors.
Well, just what Westside did not want to happen. They wanted to burn that clock and maybe get one more touchdown on the board or a field goal. But now they have to punt, and Lincoln Southwest is going to have the ball back with just under 2 minutes to go in this first half.
4th and 12 now for Westside. Marty Mormino, the punter, will come out for the Warriors. 1:41 counting remains here in the second quarter. The punt is off for Mormino. It is a spiral up in the air, and that one will roll to the right, and it'll stop around the 39. Big time punt there for Marty Mormino, who is ranked at one of the top punters in the state.
Yeah, Marty averages almost 40 yards a punt, one of the top punters in the state. I think coming into this game, he was ranked 2nd in the state in Class A, but that was a good punt. They'll take over at the 38-yard line. There's a minute 26 left on the clock here in the first half, and Lincoln Southwest can't, they want to move that ball downfield. They got to come up with some bigger plays than they've had so far in this game.
1st and 10 now for the Silverhawks. 1:26 remains. Southwest going to have to move quick here to get downfield. Colin Friend, he'll pitch it back. And it's thrown deep by Jackson Carpenter. It is almost caught by Jack Baptista. He has to lay out, and it is incomplete. Trying to do a trickery play there. Friend to Carpenter to Baptista. It is not complete.
They had 2 receivers go downfield, one on the far side and one down the middle. And they have 2 more timeouts left here. The clock is stopped at 1:20 with the incompletion, but they've still got a shot here.
And Ross, we talk about trick plays, and if that one would have been completed, it would have been a big-time reception for the Silverhawks, as that puts them then in the Warriors' territory. 2nd and 10 nonetheless here for the Silverhawks. Cal Newell will take it up the middle. He'll have a hole, and there goes Cal Newell in the open. He's to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He may be tripped up, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown Cal Newell, 61 yards to the house, and that puts Lincoln Southwest up.
Cal Newell just had his longest run of the season. His longest coming into this game was 46 yards, and he just did it right there. He went over 60 yards. I think it was 62. And I'll tell you what, Lincoln Southwest is on the verge of an upset here, leading Westside here coming into halftime.
The kick is good, and that'll put 21 on the board for Lincoln Southwest. What a run for Cal Newell, 61 yards to the house, and that puts Lincoln Southwest up by a touchdown. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we will have more second quarter action. Back here at Phelps Field after a game-turning run from Cal Newell, 61 yards, and that'll put 7 on the board for Lincoln Southwest as they lead this one 21-14 in the state quarterfinals.
Penalties and turnovers have just really hurt Westside in this first half. They've thrown an interception, they've fumbled the ball, and a big holding penalty that stopped them on the last drive where they got a first down, and a holding penalty really just proved to be a disaster for Westside just minutes before halftime.
Ashton Gazga with the kick. Keenan Kahn returns it. He'll return it up the middle, and he'll get tripped up around the 26.
And I'll tell you what, Lincoln Southwest, their sideline is fired up. The fans are fired up over there. The momentum is with the Silverhawks right now. But Westside can turn it around right here with a big drive and just to get on the scoreboard before halftime.
1:05 remains here. Westside down by a touchdown. Anthony Rizak will start by himself in the backfield. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Rizak gets a snap. Quick pass over to Jalen Lloyd, and it's just out of the hands. It's a high throw, and it's incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that ball was deflected and almost went into the hands of a Silverhawk defender, and that would have really been a problem for the Warriors had that been an interception.
2nd and 10 now for Westside. 2 receivers will line up to the far side, to the near side. Jamez Ross now in the backfield on the left side. Rizak motions him out to the left. Rizak drops back. He'll throw deep. And it's almost caught by Teddy Rizak. Just batted out of the hands by Landon Kelly.
They had a chance there. He was open. He had beat his defender, and the ball was there, but just got tapped out. Would have been a big play for the Warriors. But now, 3rd and 10.
And that would have been a big save there for Westside, as that possibly could have gotten them a touchdown. But nonetheless, we're at 3rd and 10. 58 seconds remain. Rizak draws back. He'll throw to Jalen Lloyd once again. And that's incomplete, and it brings up 4th down. 3 incomplete passes in a row for the Warriors, and that'll bring on the punting team. Ross, we talk about poor drives, and we have seen 2 poor drives in a row from the Warriors, and that is something we have not seen all year long. And it's, you may have to think it's the coldness. The Warriors really haven't played in a lot of bad weather, and you might have to think that's a factor. You might have to think injuries may become a factor, and Marty Marino out to punt. It'll be a squib punt, and that'll roll. And it's still rolling. It'll be inside the 30-yard line. Not a bad punt for Marty Marino, as that is his 2nd punt over 40 yards.
It was 55 yards by Marty Marino, just kind of a line drive kick right up the middle, but it pushes Lincoln Southwest all the way back to the 28-yard line. But I'll tell you what, Lincoln Southwest with Newell at running back, you know he can break the long run, so you got to be careful here.
Lincoln Southwest, 43 seconds to go. They'll work with under a minute, trying to get up by 2 touchdowns. Colin Fritton, he takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Cal Newell. He loses it, but gets right back on top of it.
Yeah, very costly fumble there, but he got on top of it. But I'll tell you what, you want to hold on to the ball here with just under 30 seconds to play, and you got to wonder if they're just going to run the clock out here.
2nd and 11, 20 seconds and counting. Ross, you may be right. They may just run out this clock. 15 and 14 now. And that's exactly what the Silverhawks will do. Going into halftime with the lead, 21-14. Ross, what a game we have here right now.
When this score goes out around the state at halftime, everybody's going to go, what is going on with the Warriors? But we know it was 2 turnovers and a penalty that have really hurt this team. And they go into the locker room trailing for one of the few times this season, but they got a second half to come back.
We talk about poor drives, and the Westside Warriors have had probably maybe 2 quality drives as this entire game, and that's something very uncharacteristic of this Warriors team.
Well, they'll come back. They got halftime right now, and they've still got 2 quarters to play, see if they can come back and advance to the semifinals.
We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have Ryan Kelly and his halftime report here of the Westside versus Lincoln Southwest game.
Varsity.
Good evening here, folks. I'm Ryan Kelly, your sideline analysis here tonight. I'm going to bring you my halftime report for what's going on in this Westside Lincoln Southwest game. Right now, it's actually start with the weather right now. It's really cold. It was windy earlier, but the wind has died down as you see it on the flags. But it's really, really cold here at Westside High School. Could be a factor into why this Westside team is not getting some of their best drives as Lincoln Southwest leads 21-14. Not what this Warrior team wants right now. But we're in halftime right now. The Warriors and Silverhawks are both in their locker rooms. Warriors definitely want to get back up on their feet because they're down by one touchdown. But let's kind of break this down here from the start. Kurt Kubrich had a 19-yard passing touchdown to break this one open, to break it open 7-0. So kind of a slow first quarter, but the second quarter is pretty active. We had Jackson Carpenter tie this one up 7-7 with a good passing touchdown. The Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks have been really good with their passing drives and also with their running, but we'll see Anthony Rizak in the second quarter here kind of fire back to open this one up again for the Warriors, making it 14-7. He had a 54-yard rushing touchdown, but we've seen him do that a lot of games. We see him at least do it once a game, but we've seen him do it in more games. We've seen him actually do it twice in a game one time. And then now Cam Newell, he's the running back for this Silverhawk team. He's one of the most important players. This team's a really important player. He set his own record today. He has a 51-yard rushing touchdown to tie that one up 14 apiece. And that was his new record for like all time in his whole career. Then we saw him again with another rushing touchdown. That one was a 2-yard rushing touchdown to break this one open now 21-14. And now my kind of question here is for this Warrior team, they're not having their best kind of drives. Westside is leading this one right now 118 in rushing yards, so they're not on their best game right now. And then they're still leading in passing yards 60-47, but still this Westside team, they're making lots of mistakes. There's lots of penalties that have really been negatively affecting this Warrior team. which they got to kind of stop doing if they want to pull back ahead and win this quarterfinal game. They cannot win this quarterfinal game. They'll not move on to the road to Memorial Stadium. I'm going to pull up a few more stats here from Digital Scouts. For passing yards, with 47 yards, Colin Frinton for Lincoln Southwest is leading this one here. We've seen a lot of good drives here, but they're really just kind of holding on the ball. It's kind of slowly moving up there, just slowly inching their way up, drive by drive, to get into the end zone, which is what this Warrior team has to stop them from doing. We see them doing a lot of good passing play and a lot of good rushing play, which is ultimately put them in the lead 21-14. Westside, Anthony Rezak, number 5, is leading this one with 60 passing yards here in the first half with 1 touchdown. Again, it's this Warrior team. They just got to get back on it. They got to get on top, stay on top. But if you're a Silverhawk right now, again, get on top, stay on top. You're already on top against this Warrior team. Score a few more touchdowns, and you'll be getting there into the lead and taking this quarterfinal game. And now, just want to take one more look here. If you're Coach Lamanji right now, you just want to get this Warrior team to get back up and ready. You want them just to come fresh out of the locker room. It's warm in there. It's really cold out here. Just want to get them back into their game faces, and to try to win this one here against the Silverhawks. Well, we're going to take another quick break here, and after that, we'll be back with second half coverage. Again, I'm Ryan Kelly reporting here live from Phelps Field.
back here at Phelps Field. It's currently still halftime. I'm Max Coughlin. Alongside me is Ross Jernstrom. Ross, what a first half. And I say what a first half is for the Silverhawks on one side, and we talk about Westside, and they have currently been struggling on drives. We've seen on the last two before the half just poor drives, honestly. We saw already an interception for Anthony Rizak and so many 3-and-outs where we've had to see Marty Mormino come out and punt the ball off. And we've seen on the other side for Lincoln Southwest, Cal Newell, he is having a game.
Yeah, he is really a player that I have a lot of respect for. He came into this game as the second leading rusher in the state, and tonight he comes up with his longest touchdown run of the season, 62 yards. But, you know, it looked like at the start, you know, that this was going to be just a regular Westside win. They drive 80 yards downfield for a touchdown, and then on their second possession, they come up with an interception. Lincoln Southwest picks off a pass near the goal line, and then this game suddenly changed. They drive downfield in about 13 plays for about a 75-yard drive and then score a touchdown, and it's tied. And then Westside fumbles the ball, and it has really just been a turn of events for this Westside team. Penalties, turnovers have really cost him in the first half, and now everybody around the state is looking at this game right now thinking, is the number one seed about ready to go down? But we have a second half, 2 quarters left, and we've seen Westside down before. Even a year ago, they were down to Bellevue West 20-3 at halftime and came back and won in the semifinals. So this Westside team knows what it means to come back, and they are a second half team, and we'll see if they can pull it off here in the quarterfinals.
Lincoln Southwest won the coin toss earlier today, and they defer to the second half, so they will take over on offense to start this one off, and that honestly helps them.
Yeah.
They come in the second half with the lead, looking to get back on more, because you think about Westside, and whenever they're down at half, they like to really have a game in the second half, so they are a big-time second-half team, and we are going to have to see it if Westside has any chance of continuing their amazing season so far.
Well, Lincoln Southwest is all fired up. That you can just look at the two sidelines. Lincoln Southwest is jumping up and down. Their cheerleaders are all pumped up. A big contrast over here on the Westside side. They're stunned, down 21-14, and their fans are fired up over there, and we'll see if Westside can come back here.
Tristan Alvano will be off for the kickoff. Just moments away from beginning this second half. Westside 14, Lincoln Southwest 21. One team tonight will punch their ticket to the state semifinals next week. And the kick from Alvano is a boot. It'll get caught in the wind, and it'll be returned by the Silverhawks.
Good tackle down there about the 16-yard line. Good coverage by this Westside kickoff team. Very few times has Tristan Alvano not put it in the end zone, but there's a slight wind out of the north. But let's see what this Westside defense can do right now if they can stop this Silverhawk offense.
1st and 10 on the 21-yard line for Colin Fritton. Cal Newell to Fritton's left. He'll hand it off to Newell, and he'll get stopped right at the line by a host of Westside Warriors.
Great start to the second half right there. They just stuck it in the middle, and Newell had nowhere to go. And that's what this Westside defense has to do here in the second half. They have to win that war up front in the trenches, and they did that on the first play of the second half.
That brings up 2nd and 10 now for the Silverhawks. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Colin Fritton in the shotgun formation. He'll get the snap. He'll do a dump pass, and he is hit hard, and it's a fumble. No, the referee says he was down. Trenton Sander with the reception and then knocked out of the hands, but they'll say it's incomplete, and so it'll be 3rd and 10. What a hit by Bo Ryan up the middle.
Great play by the Westside defense right there. Brings up 3rd down and 10, and this is exactly what they needed to do to come out to start the second half.
3rd and 10 now for the Silverhawks. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Fritton, he hands it off to Newell, and he is stopped, and it'll be 4th down. What a stop there for the Warriors.
Great start to the second half by the Warriors. They set the tone right there, 3 and out, and now Lincoln Southwest has to punt almost back by their goal line.
You can see how much more fired up the Warriors sideline is rather than the first half, and it draws a 3 and out. And the punt is off, and Keenan Cotton will point that one in the sky, and it'll take a massive roll out on the 44-yard line. And here comes the Westside offense out for their first drive of the second half. 10:43 remains. And we will have to see what Anthony Rizak and the Westside offense can do here.
Westside will take over at their 48-yard line, and you know that this offense does not want to commit a turnover or get a penalty like they did in the first half.
1st and 10 now for the Warriors. They're marked on the 47-yard line. Anthony Rizak, he gets a snap. He'll hand it off to Jamez Ross. Ross, he'll go to his right. He'll break 1 tackle, and he gets brought down past midfield around the 49.
Good gain of about 4 yards right there by Ross. Kind of found some yardage over the right side. Good blocking right there. They just don't want to have a penalty to kill this drive.
2nd and 6 now for the Warriors. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far. Rizak, snap. He'll take it for himself. He'll break a tackle. He'll do a spin move. And Rizak will get past the 45.
Good drive there by Anthony. Fought for yardage, kind of pivoted right there in the backfield. There was a defender there, but he did a little spin move and got about 4 yards.
That brings up 3rd and 2 now for the offense. Rizak the snap. He'll hand it off to Kubrich. Kubrich goes up the middle, and that's an easy first down for the Warriors. That's a first down and more.
Great play by Kubrich right up the middle. Between the tackles, he is so tough inside, tough to bring down, and gets a first down.
What a drive it's been so far for the Warriors as they are pushing downfield. Rizak, he'll take it for himself to the right side. He'll break 1 tackle and another. And he's actually finally brought down inside the 30.
But I think they made the decision at halftime, we are going to run the ball right at them, and that's what they have done to start the second half. They mixed it up with Ross, Kubrich, and Rizak running the ball.
2nd and 5 now for the Warriors. Rizak takes a snap. Hands it off to Kubrich once again, and he's stopped around the 26.
But that's a good run. Positive yardage. 3rd and just a few yards to go.
3rd and 3 now for the Warriors. They'll start with 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. Rizak the snap. He'll hand it off to Kubrich once again, and he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Cooper Jackson with the tackle, and he's fired up.
Well, right here, it's 4th down and 2 yards to go. They're going to go for it, and I think you just kind of leave it in the hands of Rizak right here. Maybe a rollout. And let him decide what he wants to do, whether to pass or run.
This place is loud, and Rizak will take it for himself to the right side. He may have a first down. We'll have to see where the referees will mark him.
That's going to be really close. He got down to about the 29-yard line, and I think he's going to come up just a tad short.
And there's a player down on the field, and we're going to take a quick break on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have more third quarter action. Back here at Phelps Field after Cooper Jackson went down with the injury. We're hoping he is all okay. And the Warriors got the first down on an Anthony Rizak run to the right, and that shows the toughness of Rizak that he has.
Yeah, that had to be really close. I didn't know if he made it, but couldn't have been by much. But now they're back with a first down.
1st and 10 now on the 25-yard line. Rizak in the shotgun formation. He'll drop back. Quick pass over to Trevor Spady, and it's caught. And he'll get brought down inside the 10. What a reception to move the Warriors inside the red zone.
And that was a nice combination. Mix that run in with the pass. Safe passes, not those ones over the middle where they got an interception, but nice, easy passes out in the open.
That brings up 1st and goal now. Rizak, he'll scan the area to Jalen Lloyd to the corner, and it's just incomplete.
Yeah, he was
There's
looking.
a flag on the play. We'll have to see if that's going to be a pass interference call. If it's a pass interference call, it's going to be huge for the Warriors.
All the officials are conferring. They're going over to the sideline judge, see what he saw. And we'll wait for the announcement here.
Penalty is on. The penalty is on the Silverhawks, and that'll move the Warriors even closer to the end zone. Big time advantage point there for the Warriors as they are now inside the 5, nearing the end zone to tie this one up. Rizak in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Jamez Ross to his right. He'll take the snap. Pitch over to Jamez Ross. Ross will dance around to his right. He'll get brought down around the 4.
Ross didn't have any blockers over there for him. He was just almost a dead duck over there on that right side. Plenty of white jerseys. Lincoln Southwest, good defense on that short run.
That brings up 2nd and goal now for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. He takes a snap. He'll take it for himself once again. He'll break a tackle and another tackle, and he's in for the touchdown. Anthony Rizak.
And I think that is just the perfect recipe for the second half. Give the ball to Anthony Rizak. Let him make the decision whether to pitch the ball, to hand it off, to throw the ball, but keep the ball in the hands of your best player, and that's what he did there. Big touchdown.
What a play there for Anthony Rizak to put 20 on the board. Here's Tristan Alvano to tie this one up. The snap from DePuter. The kick from Alvano is good, and we're all tied up here at 21. What a run there for Anthony Rizak, and we're all tied up. 7:08 remains in the third quarter. We are going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Welcome back here to Phelps Field. I'm Max Coughlin. Alongside me tonight is Ross Jernstrom for the now intriguing Quarterfinal matchup between Westside and Lincoln Southwest. All tied up at 21. 7:08 remains in the third quarter.
Well, that's what Westside had to do to start the second half, stop them on their first series, 3 and out, and then they drive about 54 yards for a touchdown. That is exactly what they want to do coming out here in the second half.
Anthony Rizak with 2 rushing touchdowns to his name tonight. And now Alvano with the kickoff. He'll boot this one all the way back. And that just reaches the end zone for a touchback. And the Silverhawks will start on the 20.
Max, I've got some scores around Class A, some big surprises. Elkhorn South, who is undefeated this season, is trailing Creighton Prep 10-0 in the third quarter. Elsewhere in that big game over at Gretna, Bellevue West and Gretna are tied 14-all in the third quarter, and Grand Island leads Millard South 14-10.
It is a crazy state playoff time here in Nebraska, not just for Class A, but all around. And now here's Colin Fritton in the shotgun formation. He leads out this Southwest team, and he's sacked in the backfield by J.Q. Osler.
Woo! Big play right there by the Warrior defense, and that sets them way back there.
John Quill Osler. He's the defensive end who we've seen all year long. So many disruptions in the backfield, and that was a big-time one right there to push the Silverhawks back. 2nd and 15 now for Colin Fritton. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. He takes a snap. He'll hand it off, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
There is nothing there for Newell this time. In the first half, he kind of had his way with the Westside defense, but this time a wall was set up, and he ran right into it. It was the Westside defense, and now a big third down play for the Warriors.
Ross, we talk about defense, and this Westside defense is showing up in this second half.
Yeah, they are fired up, and so is the sideline, jumping up and down. Here we go, folks.
3rd and 13 now for Fritton. He's in the shotgun formation. He takes a snap. He drops back. He'll throw it deep. And it is just incomplete. Big time breakup there by Jordan Hurst, and that brings up 4th down.
Another 3 and out for that Westside defense to start the second half. And now Westside's going to get the ball back. But look again, Lincoln Southwest is punting back on their 2-yard line.
Keenan Cotton back deep. He'll be around the 43. 4th and 13 here for Lincoln Southwest. And the snap is off. And the kick. And that one will roll way back. And that gives beautiful field position for the Warriors.
Yeah, what a contrast on the 2 sidelines. About 10 minutes ago, it was all Lincoln Southwest jumping up and down in their fans, and now they're silent. And the opposite on the Westside sidelines, where they are all pumped up, jumping up and down, and this Westside offense takes over at the 36-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Warriors. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Rizak, he'll take it for himself once again. Rizak in the open, and he's brought down up the middle.
I think they'd mix it up a little more run like they did on the last series. They ran about the first 5 plays and then threw a pass to Spady, but I tell you what, this ground game's working for the Warriors here in the second half.
2nd and 5 now for Anthony Rizak. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Jamez Ross to the left of Rizak. Jamez Ross with the handoff, and he'll get down around the 27.
You know, Lincoln Southwest, their defense, they're going for the football every time, trying to strip it loose from Jamez that time. That's what happened in the first half, but Westside is holding on to the ball here. No turnovers. If they don't have the turnovers, they're okay.
That brings up 2nd and 2 now for Westside. Rizak, he takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Kubrich up the middle. There goes Kirk Kubrich. He'll break a tackle. Kirk Kubrich in the open, and that's a touchdown. There's a flag right on the 5-yard line, but as of right now, the call stands, and this one may be brought back.
Boy, if there was a penalty down there at the 5, he was gone. There was no way anybody was going to get him, but it might be a block in the back. Usually that's what happens down near the goal line.
That'll be costly for Westside if the play gets brought back. And that's exactly what's happening. What a run by Kirk Kubrich, and it's brought back by a block in the back. So they'll redo the down. And just a costly mistake for the Warriors as they could have been leading this one.
Yeah, again, it's a penalty that hurts the Warriors, but you might as well run that play again. That one worked, and it worked pretty well.
That brings up 3rd and 2. 1st and 10, excuse me. Now for the Warriors. 1st and 10 from the 18. Rizak in the shotgun formation. He takes a snap. He'll take it for himself up the middle. Anthony Rizak tries to break a tackle, and he's stopped by a host of Silverhawks, but he gets a good gain of yards.
Tough running by Rizak up the middle. I tell you what, he got hit at the line of scrimmage, but he spun off to his left side and still gained about 4 or 5 yards right there.
2nd and 4 now for the Westside. They'll roll out with 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Jamez Ross to Rizak's left. Rizak, he'll throw. It's caught by Teddy Rizak. He dodges the tackle, and he's in for the touchdown.
Another great pass by Anthony Rizak, his 2nd touchdown pass of the game. Earlier, he threw one to Kurt Kubrich, and this time he hit his twin brother, Teddy Rizak, along the sidelines. And Teddy did a great job of getting over the goal line for the touchdown to give the Warriors the lead.
Tristan Alvano out for the PAT. The snap and the kick. It's up and it's good for the Warriors. They lead this one 28-21 after a Rizak attack. Touchdown, Anthony to Teddy. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have more 3rd quarter action. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network, where Westside now leads this one 28-21 after, I like to call it the Rizak attack, Ross.
I tell you what, these last 9 minutes, that is what the Westside football team has looked like all season to make them the #1 seed going into the playoffs. But the defense, 3 and out, 2 punts by Lincoln Southwest, and 2 touchdown drives by the Warriors to take the lead.
Tristan Alvano is back for the kickoff on the Warriors. Jack Baptista to return. And it'll be caught and returned by the Silverhawks. And it'll get brought down around the 19.
Well, this Westside defense has been fired up since halftime, and they have really come out and set the tone here in the second half. 2 3 and outs against this Lincoln Southwest offense. And you got to wonder, what did the Silverhawks need to do to get a first down now? I mean, Newell has been their weapon in the first half, a 62-yard run for a touchdown, but so far here in the second half, he hasn't been able to do anything and they've really plugged up the middle and stopped him in the second half.
1st and 10 now for Colin Fritton. He takes a snap. He'll pitch it over to Newell. Callan Newell, he's in the open, and he gets hit hard.
Good pursuit by the Warriors right there from the secondary. Came in. Fritton pitched the ball to Newell, and Newell didn't have anywhere to go. And I tell you what, some of those players are shaken up for Lincoln Southwest.
2nd and 6 from the 23. Fritton, he takes his time. He'll look to the sideline to get a new call. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 in the near. He gets a snap. Quick pass. Over to Jack Baptista. He'll break a tackle and he'll get brought down around the 25.
And that'll bring up about 2nd down and 3. But I'll tell you what, good pursuit by the Warriors over there on the far side of the field, not to give him too much room to get the 1st down. And now we come up with another big 3rd down situation. And Fritton's looking over to the sidelines to see what they want to call.
3rd and 3 here, risking the 3 and out. Lincoln Southwest in some trouble here. Colin Fritton. He'll get the snap. Hand off to Cal Newell. It doesn't look like he got the 1st down. We'll have to see where they mark him.
Yeah, the Westside sideline saying 4th down. They stopped him. And it looks like they haven't moved the change yet. It is a 4th down with about a yard to go.
It's 4th and 1 now for the Silverhawks. They're risking a big time turnover here late in the 3rd quarter. It's getting loud here at Phelps Field. 4th and 1 here for Fritton. He'll fake the snap. He looks over the sideline. And the Silverhawks call a timeout as you can see the West Side sideline hype here.
I tell you what, that sideline is all pumped up. They're cheering down there. They're making a lot of noise. It's just hard to hear the snap down there because you've got about 40 to 50 players down there on the sidelines just chanting and making a lot of noise. It's hard for Fritton to get that snap off.
And Ross, we talk about capacity here tonight. We are not even close to full capacity because of the volleyball team down at Pinnacle Bank Arena who just started roughly about 5 minutes ago. So we will give you folks updates throughout that match here. And they are making a run here, and they're in the semifinals playing against the own Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks. So it is a 2-for battle here against Westside and Lincoln Southwest.
Well, we're hoping that the Warriors can make it a sweep tonight to advance to the semifinals in football and the championship in volleyball. We'll see what happens.
Here it is, 4th and 1 for the Silverhawks. Fritton takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Newell. It could go both ways here.
Boy, he did not gain too much on that yardage right there. And I think it's still...
You'll have to see where they mark him, and they'll give him the 1st down. That'll move the chains here. What a run by Cal Newell up front.
Big gamble, pays off for the Silverhawks, but not by much.
That brings up a new set of downs. 1st and 10 here for the Silverhawks. Fritton in the shotgun formation. He'll hand it off to Newell once again. He'll get a gain of around 2 or 3.
The Warrior defense is really focused on Newell. Just remember, folks, he came in as the 2nd leading rusher in Class A, and he's really showed it tonight. He's run for over 100 yards in this game, and he really put on a show in the 1st half to give the Silverhawks a 21-14 lead, but that's all changed.
2nd and 8 now for the Silverhawks. Fritton, he drops back. He'll throw the pass. He'll roll out to his right, still trying to find an open receiver. He'll dance around. He's not sacked quite yet. There's Nick Anglem in the backfield. He'll dance around with him once again. Colin Fritton, he's in the open now, and he takes a big hit and once again knocked out of bounds. And what a sense of awareness for Colin Fritton as he was almost sacked about 5 times I could count. And that was a positive gain of yards.
Gosh, I thought we were watching Patrick Mahomes back there, the way he was dancing around, scrambling, going to his left, then coming back to his right. But a big play right there. Brings up 3rd down again.
3rd down and 3 here for the Silverhawks. They'll line up with 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Fritton, he'll hand it off to Cal Newell, and he stopped. Not good for a 1st down, and that brings up 4th. It'll be 4th and around 2 to go.
And the decision over there on the Lincoln Southwest sidelines, that offense is still out there. Fritton's talking to his head coach. And it looks like they're going to go for it again on 4th down. How many times tonight have they gone for it on 4th down? It's probably been about 7 times tonight, but they've got nothing to lose.
And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter of play here at Phillips Field. Westside 28, Lincoln Southwest 21. When we come back, we will have Lincoln Southwest trying to go for it on 4th down, but we will take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we will have the start. Back here on the WTV Live Network, where we have Ross Jernstrom singing in Sweet Caroline.
The fans love this song. It really gets the kids all fired up. My generation, the music. That's what we like to hear.
And now we have football time here. 4th and 2. It's the biggest play of the night here for the Silverhawks. If they convert this, they will stay alive here as we go into the 4th. And he's sacked in the backfield. Not good for a 1st down. What a play by the Westside defense.
And the ball squirted loose, but they ruled that he was already down, but he did not get enough for the 1st down.
And now we have some miscommunication, and that is going to be a fumble, and it's Westside ball. We talk about defense, Ross, and there it is.
Boy, this defense has just made a complete turnaround in this 2nd half. I don't know what the coaches told them at halftime in the locker room, but they have come out fired up, and they have really shut down this Lincoln Southwest offense, who pretty much had their own back in the 1st half.
And now it is 1st and 10 here for Anthony Rizak. Then they are already in Silverhawk territory. 1 receiver to the near side, 1 to the far side. Rizak takes a snap. He'll do a quick pass over to Teddy Rizak, and it's just incomplete, and they'll do 2nd down.
Risky pass over there along the sidelines. There are several Southwest players along there. You don't want to get one picked off. But the running game has worked so well for them here in the 2nd half. I think that's what you got to do and stick with it.
2nd and 10 now for Westside. Rizak. He'll do a pitch over to Jamez Ross. Ross has an open. There goes Jamez Ross in the middle, and he's brought down around the 25.
If it's broken, don't fix it. I'm telling you, the running game is just great right now.
And that's another 1st down here. And that was brought to you by Jamez Ross. Now here's Anthony Rizak taking it for himself. He'll dance around. He'll wait for an open. And he's brought down maybe for a gain of around 1.
You got to wonder right now if this Lincoln Southwest defense is starting to wear down, because Westside's really moving the ball at a good clip right now.
2nd and 8 now for Westside. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 on the near side. Rizak to Ross. And he's brought down around the 16.
Good yardage right there by that Westside offensive line. They're moving Lincoln Southwest off the ball, getting a great push up front, and they're really marching the ball downfield, and this is what the Warriors needed to do.
3rd and 2 now for Anthony Rizak. Biggest time here. He'll take it for himself up the middle. And it looks like he may have a good enough gain for the first down.
They did not move the chains. They call it, it's still going to be 3rd down.
And the chains will move eventually, and we have a brand new set of downs. 1st and 10, and the Warriors are on the 15. Rizak in the shotgun formation. He'll get the snap. Pitch off to Kubrich. Kubrich will dance around. He breaks one tackle, and he's inside the 10.
Well, I tell you what, right there, Lincoln Southwest penetrated into the backfield. I thought they were going to take away that little pitch to Kubrich, but Kubrich got some contact there in the backfield, but was able to get some positive yardage out of it.
2nd and 4 now for Westside. Anthony Rizak takes a snap. He'll take it for himself up the middle. He goes to the left side, and he walks in for the touchdown. Make that 3 rushing touchdowns for Anthony Rizak on the evening. And what a night he is having for himself.
Last week he was our player of the game. He had 2 passing touchdowns and 2 running touchdowns. And tonight he's got almost the exact same. The way he has played tonight, just doing a great job, Anthony Rizak.
Tristan Alvano out for the PAT attempt. The hold and the kick, and it is good once again to make that perfect on the night for Tristan Alvano. Westside at 35, Lincoln Southwest still at 21. 9:33 remains here in the final quarter of play. We're going to take a quick break on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field after a big-time Anthony Rizak rushing touchdown. And Ross, you have some scores around the Metro.
Yeah, in the 4th quarter right now, it's Elkhorn South 10 and Creighton Prep 3. We'll have to check on that one. Bellevue West 21, Gretna 14, and Grand Island leads Millard South by the score of 21-10.
Correction, we have Creighton Prep at 10 and Elkhorn South at 3. And Ross, we are seeing some upset alerts here tonight as Gretna and Bellevue West are tied up, and Creighton Prep still currently in the lead of Elkhorn South. And we have a game here of our own, 35-21. The number 1 seeded Westside Warriors lead this one late. Alvano out to kick, and he'll boot that one off. And that'll be a touchback once again. Jack Baptista's left foot went just a tad bit in the end zone, and the Silverhawks will take over on their own 20-yard line. Lincoln Southwest takes their time coming out on the field. This is their final quarter of play to try and make a comeback, led by quarterback and running back Colin Friend and Cal Newell. He'll take the snap. He draws back. He'll roll out to his right, and it is just incomplete. That was intended for Jack Baptista. Colin Fritton rolls out to his right. He was trying to find Baptista for the first down, and it is just not going their favor, and that'll be 2nd and 10 now. Ross, this is the exact time where Lincoln Southwest has to do something if they want any chance of coming back and winning this game.
Well, this is where this Westside defense has really risen to the occasion, and they've stopped him on several series here in the second half.
Here's Friend once again. He'll take it for himself on the right side. He has a hole, and he's hit hard by Christian Jones.
Woo! I'm telling you, Jones, 6'4", about 220 pounds, just nailed Fritton over there on the far sidelines, and that was a tough hit.
We talk about Christian Jones so much, Ross. Just a sophomore, and he is getting multiple Power 5 offers. He's a transfer from Omaha Burke, along with defense and offensive lineman Cam Bell and offensive lineman Payne McDonald. These transfers have been such a big impact to this Westside program and have helped out a bunch this year so far.
Hey, I'm going to update you on those scores again. Creighton Prep 10, Elkhorn South 3, Bellevue West 21, Gretna 14. Grand Island leads Millard South 21-10. Here's the interesting thing. Creighton Prep, Bellevue West, and Grand Island all lead here in the fourth quarter. Those are three teams that Westside has defeated this season. That tells you the type of schedule that the Warriors have played this season, and I'm telling you what, this quarterfinal night is really turning out to be something.
We take a look at the Grand Island and Millard South game, as that's the game. Whoever wins this game right here, that is who will play in that matchup next week. And Grand Island is coming as the 4 seed and Millard South as a 12 seed, but you really can't look at those PowerPoint seedings and really be like, Millard South is a 12 seed, because right now they may be playing like a 12 seed, but when they have Cam Coughlin back, they play like a higher seed.
And you remember the game out in Grand Island, we were out there, and that was basically a shutout for Westside. They dominated that game against Grand Island and shut them out, and then they scored on a late turnover against one of the lower units for Westside.
It's 3rd and 7 now for the Silverhawks. Colin Friend out, back to quarterback. He'll throw it deep. It is almost caught by Jackson Carpenter, but it's not enough.
Now this will be, yes, they are sending out the punting team. I didn't know on 4th down and 7 if they'd keep their offense out there, but they are going to punt for one of the few times in this game.
Keenan Kine back to return here for the Warriors. He'll be set up around the 40. The snap is off. It's a high snap. It is almost blocked by Kirk Krubich. It was blocked and tipped out of bounds, and that'll give Westside amazing field placement inside the Silverhawk 25.
Yeah, they're going to mark that all the way down to about the 18-yard line. That might be minus yardage from where this line of scrimmage was. Yeah, it was down at the 21-yard line. So that punt was a minus 3 yards.
And you got to give credit to Kirk Krubich on that. He came in from the left side and got a hand on that ball, and it puts now Westside inside the 20. And here comes Anthony Rezak and the entire Westside offense once again. Ross, the offensive line has a nickname. They're called the Boars, and it's for a reason, because they have been dominant all year long. Rezak to John Mez Ross. Ross will dance around. He'll go up the middle, and he'll get brought down inside the 15.
He is so hard to take down because he moves so quickly between the tackles, and you know, Lincoln Southwest was just really struggling just to find him through the mass of players up there between the tackles.
2nd and 5 now for the Warriors. One receiver to the near side, one on the far side. Rezak takes a snap. He'll give it to Ross once again. Ross has a hole, and he'll get brought down now inside the 10. 2 runs in a row, both good for around 5 yards. That's the quality running back that Coach Paul Amanji wants out of John Mez Ross.
I tell you what, this offensive line, what a job they've done here in this second half. It's been all running the ball on the ground, and they just done a great job.
3rd and 1 now for the Warriors. Anthony Rezak will take it for himself, and he is almost in for the touchdown, brought down at the 1-yard line.
Boy, Anthony, that was just a tough run up the middle. Just drilled it, almost got into the end zone, just short, and they'll have another shot right here.
Rezak comes up limping from that play, and he'll stay out there on the field. It's 1st and goal now. It's to Kirk Krubich, and he's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Kirk Krubich. Make that another touchdown to his name. Westside up big now, 41-21, pending the PAT.
Well, the Warriors have scored 4 touchdowns here in the second half. Remember, the score was 21-14, and they have scored 4 touchdowns here to come back in this game.
Alvano out for the PAT. The snap and the kick. And it's good. Westside leads this one by a big margin, 42-21. 7:53 remains in the game, and we're going to take a quick break now on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field, where Westside has blown this one open, 42-21. 7:53 remains in the game. Tristan Alvano back to kick off. And the kick. It's a long boot, and that one's way outside of the end zone, all the way back inside the middle school bleachers.
That was 70 yards right there on the kick. Not too bad for Tristan Alvano. If you missed it earlier, we talked to Tristan earlier this week, and he told us he's going down to Memorial Stadium on Saturday for a recruiting visit with the Huskers. So Tristan Alvano, who had the 57-yard field goal for a school record a week ago, is headed down to watch the Huskers play Minnesota on Saturday.
Who we also caught up with yesterday on the 100-yard walk with Max, and he used to play tennis. Ross,
yeah,
who would have thought?
I'm sure he would have been pretty good at it.
Here's Colin Fritton out for the Silverhawks. He'll hand it off to Newell. It'll be a gain of around 3 for Cal Newell.
Well, boy, this Westside defense, the front line, has really come to play here in the second half. They have really just shut this Lincoln Southwest offense down, just kind of like a tale of two halves. Lincoln Southwest really ran the ball well in that first half, and it gave them a lead of 7 points at halftime, but everything's changed since then.
It's 2nd and 7 now for the Silverhawks. Newell once again with the handoff. And he'll get stopped by the D-line once again. Have a day, that Westside D-line.
You know, Newell, you got to wonder what he's thinking. He had that big 62-yard touchdown run in the first half, and he hasn't been able to get more than probably 3 or 4 yards of a gain in this second half.
It's 3rd and 4 now for the Silverhawks. Fritton, he'll roll out. He's under pressure, and he'll just throw it out. J.Q. Osler on the disruption. He has a sack to his name already today, and he has been a player on this Westside defense all tonight.
Who are all the guys in that defensive line, Max? Tell me about them. And, of course, you know, many of those guys are new in that defensive line this season.
Well, you talk about J.Q. Osler, who has been a dog all the night, and Kirk Kubrich, once again, he was one of the leaders on that defense last year. And then Nick Angum is a name who you really haven't heard a lot about. And then you talk about Christian Jones also. And Cam Bell up front, he's one of those main D linemen who you really see in the backfield quite a bit. He is a tough player up front. It's just this entire defense all year long has been so tough and has that grit to them that we have not really seen a lot of.
Yeah, they've just really come to play tonight in this second half, and they have owned it. And that is why Westside is out to a 42-21 lead is because of that defensive line. They just really excelled here in the second half. And the Warriors will come out here with the ball at their own 46-yard line. 6 minutes and 26 seconds left here in this game, and Westside has really come back.
Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation for the Warriors. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Rizak, he'll throw it. It's tipped, almost caught by Jalen Lloyd, but it was disrupted up front by number 25, Cole Erickson.
I'm saying stick with the running game. It's really been valuable for this team tonight, and you're getting a lot of yardage every time they run the ball. Just stick with it.
6:22 remains here in the game. And Ross, I'm going to have to agree with you here. You just run the ball, run the clock out, and you move yourself into the semifinals.
Absolutely. You don't want to get too tricky. You know, the thing Tom Osborne always told me, there's too many different things that can happen that are bad when you throw the ball. You know, you get an interception, an incomplete pass, not a lot of good options, but when you run the ball, it's usually positive.
It's 1st and 15 now here for the Warriors. Rizak takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Ty Dingman. And Dingman gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage for a gain of nothing.
Yeah, good pursuit there by Lincoln Southwest. They really got out there and stopped Dingman for what looked like a loss right now. And Westside's got 2nd down and long.
2nd and 15 now here for the Warriors. Ross, you got 15 yards to go. You can't really help but maybe to throw in a pass play there to get some more yardage.
Well, now you got to put the ball in the air.
They'll have Jalen Lloyd all the way out to the far side of your screen. Rizak takes a snap. He'll give it off to Ty Dingman once again, and he's stopped for the 2nd time in a row.
Yeah, but the clock runs. We're under 6 minutes in this game, and that's the positive thing here for the Warriors, to just let that clock run and run with 21 points in the lead.
3rd and 15 here from the 41. The Warriors will take all their time here as they are just stalling at this point. It's the smart thing to do, Ross. You want to run out this play clock. You got 10 seconds and counting, and they'll get going here, but you just want to run out this clock. You don't want to really risk anything much more. And here's Rizak. He takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Ty Dingman once again. Dingman will get a gain of around 5, and that'll bring up 4th down. It keeps the clock running, and we are now under 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Hey, let me give you a quick update on the Westside volleyball team. They're in the first set, and it's a close one. Tied 18-all in the first set between Westside and Lincoln Southwest in the semifinals of the state volleyball tournament down at Pinnacle Bank Arena. We'll give you more updates. That match started late because the earlier matches lasted so long. What was supposed to start at 7 started at 8:30.
And the punt from Marty Marmino is a big one. And that one will roll all the way out inside the 25. And we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we will have 4 more minutes left in this game. Welcome back here for the final 4 minutes of play at Phelps Field. Westside 42, Lincoln Southwest 21. Here comes Colin Fritton out for the Silverhawks offense. He gets the snap. He'll hand it off to Cal Newell. And there goes Newell, and he'll get brought down around the 31.
Whew, I'll tell you what, Newell had an opening right there, and it was lucky for the Warriors that they had somebody there because he has broken one earlier in this game, and we've got a Westside player down there about the 36-yard line.
That's Teddy Rizak, who is down on the ground. We're hoping it's nothing too serious. Trainers come out on the field to assist Teddy Rizak. This will be a big-time blow. This is the last thing you want to see. You hope it's just a cramp. Teddy Rizak, one of the leaders on this team this year. He plays both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And he's walking off on his own conscience, so that is amazing to see.
Yeah, but he's in some pain down there. You can see it walking off the field, limping just a little bit, but on his right side, but he has played a really good game tonight.
You hate to see that from one of the key players of this Westside team. Nonetheless, it's 2nd and 1 now for the Silverhawks. Friend gets the snap. He'll pitch it over to Novosad. Novosad will break around and he'll get stopped. He's still going. Novosad, he's still going. Tanner Novosad uses his blockers. He has an opening. He'll break another one. And he's all the way inside the 35. Tanner Novosad.
Yeah, great play by him. Kind of scrambled over to the left side. Play wasn't over. Thought it was stopped, and then he broke out to the outside. And great gain of about 40 yards for him.
It's 1st and 10 now for the Silverhawks. Tanner Novosad in. And now Colin Friend. And he's sacked once again by a pile of Westside Warriors. And have a day for that Westside defense.
They've really done a great job here in the second half. The way they've really pursued the running back and the quarterback, just no really big gains except for the one on that previous play. They've done a great job.
It's 2nd and 12 now for the Silverhawks after a punishing sack by the Westside D-line. Friend gets a snap. He'll take it for himself up the middle. There goes Colin Friend. He's still going in. He's brought down eventually around the 15.
And that clock is still running here. They'll mark the ball down about the 15-yard line, but not enough time for this Lincoln Southwest team.
It's 1st and 10 now for the Silverhawks as they're inching inside the end zone. Fritton to Novosad. He'll go up the middle. And he's brought down inside the 10.
Lincoln Southwest has 2 timeouts left.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2 from the 8.
2nd and 2 now here for Lincoln Southwest. 1 minute, 36 seconds remain here. Colin Friend, he'll pitch it off to Novosad, and he's stopped in the backfield once again.
Good job by that Warrior defense, the way they pursued the running back on that play. It'll be a loss, and it'll put it down at the 10-yard line.
3rd and 4 now here. This is going to be a big play here for the Silverhawks. If they can convert this one, they'll get most likely in the end zone. Fritton to Novosad. He'll dance around, and he's stopped. No gain of yards, and it brings up 4th.
And you know this Lincoln Southwest team will go for it here. The clock is running under a minute now. And here comes the 4th down play for Lincoln Southwest.
And Ross, we have 40 seconds and counting. This one may be over here. But that'll be a touchdown before we're over. Trenton Sander. Touchdown to make this one 42-27. 34 seconds remain here. That was a new quarterback, Carter Bate, to Trenton Sander.
Good pass right over the middle. He was wide open for the touchdown, and now they'll tack on the extra point.
And the kick is good, so that's 28 for Lincoln Southwest And we are going to take a quick break here with 34 seconds remaining. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here on the WTV Live Network. 34 seconds remain here in the game. Ross, this is when we started thinking about the time 42 player of the game. We can give hints right now, and I'll tell you one thing, it may not be an offensive player today.
Well, you got to give it for the half, because the second half was the difference in the game. And those 3 and outs by the defense at the start really set the tone for the second half, and that was the difference. I mean, you just saw the momentum completely shift over to the Westside sideline. The players were fired up. It was the 3 and out, Westside scores a touchdown. 3 and out, Westside scores another touchdown to take the lead, and everything just, fed off that for the second half.
We are in the final seconds of this game. Westside most likely to win this one and move on to the semifinals. And the kick is returned by Keenan Kahn. Kahn will take it up the middle. And he'll get brought down. 29 seconds now on the clock. One play.
And I think they'll just run the clock out here. This should be the final play of the game. I can't see Lincoln Southwest stopping the clock here. I think Westside will just take a knee and we'll run the clock out the rest of the game.
Anthony Rezak and the Westside offense making their way out for victory formation, one of the best formations in the game.
And the Warriors in victory formation.
Rezak, he'll take a knee, and that is it. Westside wins this one 42-28 over Lincoln Southwest. What a game for this Westside Warriors team.
And folks, you wouldn't have believed this when it was at halftime. Lincoln Southwest led Westside 21-14, but then the Warriors came out and just played tremendous football on both sides of the ball and just dominated this second half with 4 touchdowns. And I'll tell you what, I was a little concerned there at halftime, Max, but Westside proved why they're the #1 seed.
Well, Ross, we're not giving any surprises away for our Time 42 player of the game. We will have our Ryan Kelly on the post-game report, and then we'll have our very own Time 42 player of the, I will give this hint away, I'll say players of the game, I'll say that.
Okay, well, it looks good. We'll be waiting for that, so stick around. Ryan Kelly will be up with some post-game statistics, so keep it right here. We're going to take a break right now on the WTV network.
Good evening here, folks. I'm Ryan Kelly, your sideline analysis here tonight. We're starting off the KB post-game show with a victory here for this Warrior team, 42-28. The Warriors did not start this one out too well, but they came back in the second half and really kind of dominated here. Let's take a look at one of our first replay clips here. The Kurt Kubridge 19-yard passing touchdown to open this one up. We'll wait for that one to pop up on your screen here. And there it is here now. See, Rizak getting to the shotgun formation here. Pass out now to Kubridge as that one will be in there for a 19-yard touchdown. Let's load up our second clip here. See the touchdown lights go off there, and Warriors will celebrate. Here, let's just bring this clip. Let's bring it back to me here now. We're gonna finish off the KB post-game show. So we're gonna bring this clip back to me here. Okay, there we go. So we're back on me here now. Let's just finish this KB post-game show up. Starting off in the second quarter, we had Jackson Carpenter. Excuse me. That one will go to Anthony Rizak in the second. He'll have a rushing touchdown. That will tie that one up 21-21. Westside slowly stopped making mistakes there. And then for Westside to pull the head in the lead there, they'll do a brother-to-brother pass, Anthony to Teddy, for another touchdown. And my question here is, what did Coach Lamanji say to bring this Warrior team back? Their energy and the energy here in the Warrior stands really changed in the second half. And then now we'll see another Anthony Rizak, another rushing touchdown from him. That one was 8 yards, making that 42-21. And then we'll see the final score of the game, 42-27. That was from Jace Eckerson from the Silverhawks. That would make that 42-27 our final score. So let's just quick recap here. Lincoln Southwest kind of put up a fight for this Warrior team. This Warrior team was definitely not expecting that from them, but then they went into the half. They went into the locker room, got warm, and just kind of got their mindsets back into the game, and they pulled ahead there. 42-28 your final score here tonight. The Warriors will now go on down the road here. Actually, I have some scores for you, for everybody around the Metro in Class A. I'll load those up here in just 1 second. Prep leads Elk South from 10-3. Bellevue West leads Gretna leads Bellevue West 31-21, and Grand Island leads Millard South 28-10. So those are our scores from around the Metro for these quarterfinal game. Westside will be heading to the semifinals here next Friday at Phelps Field. We'll be back here live with the Time 42 player of the games with Max Coughlin. And for one last time here tonight, I'm Ryan Kelly reporting here live from Phelps Field.
I am here with all three Time 42 players of the game. We'll start with JQ. JQ, you had a game yourself. You had a sack and so many disruptions in the backfield. What did it mean to you?
It meant a lot to be able to know we're coming back tomorrow, practice, and get another week with the fellas. That's all we wanted. Coming out of halftime, we know what we wanted, and that was our goal. Get another week. So,
Cam, for you, I want to ask you this every time, ever since you came to Westside, coming from Omaha Burke. What has the transition meant for you, and how has it been for you coming to Westside?
It's been a great transition. I love all my teammates, and coming with Coach Samanji is a big deal and following his footsteps. And he's probably the best coach I've ever been around.
And RJ here, you were in the backfield so many times tonight. You were up the middle, you and Cam up the middle. What does it mean to play right beside Cam and you're just being a dog that you are?
It means a lot. Cam, new to the program this year, but me and Cam, even before he was confirmed coming to Westside, we started a great bond back in last year summer when he toured the school a few times. But it just means a lot to be able to be with my brothers. Have fun out there.
All right, so right now Grand Island is currently leading Millard South, so that is who you guys will most likely be playing. What does it mean to you guys? You guys have played them early in the year and you completely blew them out. What do you guys have to do to really prepare for them this next week?
I think go with the schedule as normal. We beat them once. We can beat them. I'm sure we can do it again. And last time we played them, we had our struggles, a few missing guys, but I think we got a healthy team coming into next week, and we should handle business. What about you, Cam?
We're just gonna continue dominating the line of scrimmage, and we're gonna handle business next week.
I would say just get out early. This week we struggled a little bit early, first half. Back and forth with the team, but next week I think we should, if we get out early, it should be pretty easy for us.
All right, I'm here with all three Time 42 players of the game. I'm Max Coughlin, and alongside me tonight is Ross Jernstrom and the entire WTV Live crew. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and have a great night. Westside.